Hello, and welcome to another live reading. This morning I'm going to be reading from Jordan's World, Chapter 4, and I hope you enjoy. Before I begin, coffee. Anyway, I hope everybody's had a good week, and let's just get right to it. Chapter 4, A View from the Mountaintop. Jordan and her Gemta soon left the chiefess's hut and went their separate ways. Gemta headed to help with the village evening meal, and Jordan went to find Zaska, seriously needing to talk with her good friend. It was getting dark. Algorand's 3 moons were rising in a staggered orbit, while the temperature was steadily dropping. She passed a few children playing outside. Jordan then glimpsed her friend hanging up some recently washed clothes to dry. "Zaska, you look well, dark hair," Zaska said with a smile. "I am better, thanks." Jordan had appreciated Zaska's support through her recovery. "Would you like some water?" Zaska asked. "I can make some tea." "I'm fine. I just spoke with Chiefess." Zaska motioned for Jordan to enter the hut, and they sat down on the ground facing one another. "Is everything all right?" Zaska asked. "Chiefess thinks I am ready to pick a mate." Zaska's face brightened at that. "It is about time she said so. I have thought this for a long time." "You have? Why did you not say anything?" Jordan was surprised when Zaska raised an eyebrow at that. "I may act like a parent to you, Jordan, but I am not your Gemta. It was not for me to say." Jordan nodded in understanding. "How do you feel about it, Jordan? I already have a mate, so I may feel differently about this than you." "I am glad you are mated. I need some perspective." Jordan picked up a stray twig and began carving lines in the cold soil. "What do you mean?" Zaska said. "Before Algorand, on my world, I liked the males my age, but I was kind of sheltered and, if you can believe it, shy around people outside my closest friends and family. My parents were not against my having a potential mate," Jordan said, remembering that there was no Mokta word for boyfriend. "But they did not really encourage me either, so I never tried. I guess what I'm saying is," Zaska smiled, "you have no idea how to pick a mate." "Well, I wouldn't have said it like that, but yeah. There's nothing special or difficult about it, dark hair. All you have to do is open your heart and listen to your feelings. If you have never experienced love, it does not mean you cannot." Jordan crossed her arms over her chest, somewhat defensively, or perhaps it was self-protection. "I'm not sure I know how to open my heart or listen to my feelings," she said. You do it on every hunt," Zaska answered. "You open your heart to your fellow hunters when you trust us to fight with you. In that moment, you believe we will succeed in taking down the beast." Jordan's eyes narrowed. "I do not see what that has to do with selecting a mate. Do you not think you need to trust the one you are going to spend your life with? The one you will have children with?" "Children?" Jordan recoiled, starting to stand up. "You make it sound like a terrible curse." Zaska grabbed her hand and stopped her, laughing. "What is so wrong with having children?" Jordan shrugged and sat back down. "Nothing, I suppose." Jordan did not understand the knowing glance Zaska was giving her. "You do not see yourself having any children?" Zaska asked. "It is not that. I just do not see it for myself any time soon." Zaska nodded at that. "How long then? A cycle? 2? Jordan winced in emotional discomfort. "How about 10 or 15? Zaska's jaw dropped and both eyebrows raised sharply. "Why that long? The other females will see their children's children born before you have one of your own, and I doubt any male will wait that long either, unless you choose a mate far younger than you. I mean, it has been known to happen, but usually with a widowed female." "What are you talking about, Zaska? Why does everything have to move so fast here?" Jordan turned from her friend, feeling isolated and embarrassed. Do the young women not have children on the world you came from? She asked. Many do. Others wait till later, till they have established well-paying jobs and experienced more in life. Jordan felt Saskia grab her chin and turn her head to face her again. A part of you is still on your world then, she told Jordan. Is it? Am I wrong to want that life still? Saskia let go of her, but Jordan continued looking at her. The real question, I think, is do you want to go back to your world? Yes, I want to take my Gemta back there to be reunited with my brother in Torkam. Jordan could tell by Saskia's hardened gaze that the next question would not be easy, and she was right. If you two could go back there, would you stay there? Jordan's eyes involuntarily widened. What would I do, Jordan thought. I was born on Earth, grew up there. Should it not be normal for me to want to go back there? But what about the Makta? They accepted me in Gemta, made us a part of the tribe, and I'm a good huntress. I could take a mate, if I wanted to. Jordan felt her pulse quicken at that possibility. The ease which she had come to that conclusion frightened her. Mentally, she ran away from it. Yes, I cannot speak for my Gemta, but I think she would, and I know I would, even though I would miss everyone here. Jordan immediately knew she had spoken too soon and said too much, letting her emotions determine her words. The hurt in Saskia's eyes and frown felt worse for Jordan than any lecture or argument. I'm glad we were in your thoughts somewhere, Saskia said icily. I did not mean... You spoke your thoughts. You meant them. Saskia had seen right through her as always, making her feel worse. Do not worry, dark hair. Raybon, Bhopal, and I will help you any way we can. As they walked outside, several birds departed one of the taller trees, causing a mad rustling of leaves, branches, and flapping wings. In the distance, a Zala beast howled as it announced its desire to find a mate. Each new sound heightened the silent, lingering awkwardness between the two friends until Jordan spoke again. I feel like I am making myself an outsider again, she said. You will never be an outsider. Both you and your Gemta became Makta when Chiefess made you part of the tribe. That will not change, even if you leave us. Jordan nodded. Thank you. I have heard your words, but they do not match what I feel from you, Saskia considered. What are you really afraid of? Jordan crossed her arms again and looked away nervously. I do not want to make a wrong decision. I do not want my actions to hurt me or anyone else. If you make choices from your heart, they will not be wrong decisions. On my world, it did not always work like that. Sometimes your choices were based on your thoughts, not your feelings. You are not on your world anymore. This is how it works here. Jordan hugged Saskia, glad for her support and encouragement. You already have your answers within you, Jordan. You should trust and listen to yourself. Jordan nodded at Saskia, not sure what else to say. Saskia went back inside her hut and Jordan walked away. Minutes later, she saw a stream of shooting stars pass through the night sky just beyond the moons, but few, if any, villagers took notice of them. She visually scanned the village as she walked through it, smiling and talking with her fellow tribespeople as she passed by. She observed the ones she knew were mated in her age, noticing their infants and young children. Jordan was happy for the mates and felt a connection to them, a kinship. Then she looked at the silver ring on her finger and stared up at the sky. She put her hand to her heart. She didn't know how she felt about her future, her own potential mate, and that troubled her. Restless, Jordan went higher up the mountain until she was able to look at the whole village below. The winds blew harder and pushed the cold through the furs she was wearing, but she needed this perspective. She wanted an objective view a place where she could be alone and ask herself questions. Am I just fooling myself? With everything I've learned here, do I think there's any way I can make the abductors tell me why they brought us here to Algorand? Do I think that I, Jordan Lewis, can intimidate alien beings with world-hopping devices into sending me and Gemta back home? Who do I think I am? I do not know how many abductors there are or what other technology they have. They might have laser guns or remote controls that rearrange your insides. They could send me and Gemta into outer space without suits. There are so many ways they could kill us. So is it really worth it to try? I would be risking my life, not to mention anyone who goes along with my crazy idea. I mean, I'm willing to do it, but do I have the right to ask someone else? Gemta? My friends? Zaska's words returned to her. If you make choices from your heart, they will not be wrong decisions. But can I live with that if something goes wrong? Jordan had no answer for that question. Approaching her cold tolerance, she slowly walked back down the mountain to the village. And that is the end of chapter 4. Thank you for joining me, and be back tomorrow, same time, same place. See you then.